Hello, everybody, and welcome to Half the Brain, the podcast that has half the brain that you do and knows half the facts you do as well. I'm your host, Evil Baz, aka Danny. As always, I'm joined by my tag team partner, Ferry Tunk, Mr. Niall. How are we doing, love? You all right?
Good evening. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. And on this episode tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by a very good friend of mine, the host of the Seabin Podcast, and also in so many bands I may have forget them all, but Rash Decision, I got that one right that time. A Monolith, did I get that one right? What?
Monolith Ian.
Monolith Ian. There we go. And that is that it for the time being, or is there some more?
No, I'm in Swan Song and I'm in Helpless as well.
You got 4 bands.
Mate, I'm about to join. I'm about to start a 5th. I haven't even announced it yet.
Jesus Christ! One for every day of the week. You're the workhorse of punkery
we take weekends off. Like
you're the workhorse.
I'm the Al Snow of punk, mate.
Anyway, Simon,
I'm just
the Seabin
a safe hand.
Welcome, Big Tasty. In fact, welcome to the Half the Brain podcast. Big Tasty, give us a pay-per-view or a match or a promo that you've watched in the last month. Anytime, any promotion, any place. Give us one that you've watched.
Mate, I'm a bit shit because I've been a bit lax on the graps lately. Like I haven't had a lot of time, so I haven't really been watching much. But I tell you what, like Dan from Helpless he's a big mark for AEW. So he was showing me a bunch of stuff that MGF's been onto. So I watched that sort of wasn't really a promo, but him kind of talking to the crowd when it was like wasn't even on telly, and he was telling them to get like their kids aborted and stuff. So I watched that. That was good.
MJF, nice. I like it. MJF is one of my favorites, to be fair. I have been getting excited for his match coming up with Brian. It's this month, in fact, March, isn't it? Yeah, Revolution.
Is that the Iron Man match?
Yes. Yeah, Iron Man match with them two. So that I think I'm excited to see that, to be fair. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. And also, of course, we're laying curbs. We're getting the tarmac ready. The road to WrestleMania is being paved as we speak. We've just the chamber matches happened recently. Sammy versus Roman Reigns in the main event. Roman Reigns won. So it's Roman Reigns, or it's looking like Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the belt at Mania. And probably Nash. Sorry, Reigns.
What's Big Sexy doing fucking on the card?
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. For some reason, I get Kevin Nash and Kevin Owens mixed up in there. It's Kevin. Yeah. It's the two Kevins of wrestling.
Easily done.
Exactly. Those two, Kevin Nash and I've done it again. Kevin Owens.
So we got fucking
Nash in the brain. Oh my god. So yeah.
We got Nash and Razor.
The Usos. But the Usos versus the NWO. Yeah.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
That would be a good match, actually. Back in the day, NWO. Yeah.
Like a time warp situation.
But yeah, are we excited for Mania? Are you going to watch it?
I probably will watch it. It's like I said, I've been too busy stressing about like the existential pit of despair that's life that I haven't been able to look at big meaty men slapping meat much. But I am excited for it. It does look fucking good. They have definitely dropped the ball putting Kevin Nash and Sami Zayn together in a tag match, because I really feel like I feel like Zayn's kind of done he's pulled a sort of Daniel Bryan situation where he's kind of like he's got himself so over that if he's not in that main event, then it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
the Raw after Mania, if Sammy's not involved or has sort of won something big could potentially be a bit, raucous and off the rails and not what WWE want for
Beach
3
Ball Part
hours.
2.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah,
like,
Beach. Yeah. And Niall, are you going to watch Mania?
I'm undecided. Like, I know only 4 matches have been announced so far, but it's just that whole Brock Lesnar versus Omos thing. I'm kind of hoping that it's a throwback to where we go backstage and Omos is lying injured and they have to get someone in to face Brock, and it's going to be like somebody awesome.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash.
The Nathan Jones approach to
Kevin Nash versus Lesnar.
That'd be a great match. It is prime Nash versus Lesnar.
Triple threat. Kevin Nash versus Lesnar versus Nash's quads.
Yeah, I was going to say, what gets torn first?
That would, I'd pay good money to see Big Sexy take on the next big thing. Definitely.
But only if Taz can fucking commentate. Just go on him and go, "Here comes your pain call." I miss that so much. He's got Kevin Nash in the handbags, Cole.
Well, the good thing about Taz now is in AEW, but he does. If you watch AEW Dark and Elevation on YouTube, it's Taz and Excalibur with nobody in their ear, so they just get to talk and make the ramble. Some of the stuff ends up on Botchamania, and it's
haven't they got their own section now on Botchamania?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Taz!
Yeah. Okay, some of Taz's commentaries. Yeah, he's taken over inspired Dusty commentary on his section on Botchamania, on it really. So, yeah.
Does he still say yam bags?
He's not said that for a while. He started bringing Johnny Numbers back in every now and again. He's still talking about Johnny Numbers.
Wow. Jumping Taz was hard as fuck. That was funny, wasn't it?
Mate, that was great. Mate, honestly, Taz as a wrestler going from ECW to WWE was one of the most excited I got for oh my God, this guy's going to be amazing. And then you get the Royal Rumble where he debuted. And then after that, it just went downhill quicker than 3 men in a bath in an episode of Last of the Summer Wine.
That's a reference, Dan.
There you go, mate. There we go. That's what I'm here for. That's what I have the brains here for.
You bring the Last of the Summer Wine references.
I pull references from the back of my brain. The back of
that should be on the next
brain.
T-shirt. Yeah. Half a Brain Podcast, the only podcast that references Last of the Summer Wines in regards to wrestling.
What a triple threat that'd be, by the way, though.
The NWO I'd buy it.
The NWO of Yorkshire. For life.
Amazing.
Down a hill on the back of
It's just fucking Hogan playing his belt like a guitar on the fucking on the front of the bath.
What is he called? Compo playing his socks like a guitar at the front of the bath. Claggy at the back with the belt. Oh yeah,
amazing.
Be brilliant. Anyway, you join us on Half the Brain this month as we're going to discuss the uses of celebrities in professional wrestling, the best and the worst uses of celebrities in professional wrestling. So we've all come up with a few of the best and a few of the worst. Oh, well done, Big Tasty. Well done.
That's me.
So, Niall, you kick us off. Give us one of the better uses of celebrities within professional wrestling.
I'm going to go over the easy one. I'm going to leave my controversial one to later. So, Mike fucking Tyson.
Yeah, you going for a good use with Mike Tyson?
Yeah, that's a good use, because that whole lead up to that WrestleMania with Degeneration X and Stone Cold was the end of the Attitude Era.
the start, or the end, or do you mean the start?
The very end of the Attitude Era. That's when the Attitude Era finished. Was it Mania
You reckon?
17?
Uh,
X7 was rocking us still. I think.
yeah, it was. So yeah, it was. Yeah. And then
Yeah,
they
it
had
was
the
14. I beg your pardon. Was it 14?
I'll Google it real quick.
1997, wasn't it?
so yeah.
Yeah, so that's when the Attitude Era peaked in that case, because that was
All right.
white fucking hot. You had literally the promos and everything, the press conference where they started shoving each other.
Yeah.
And like, I was probably about 17, 18 that time, and I knew wrestling was choreographed, written, basically.
Yeah.
But it still felt really fucking real. It's like, did they set this up? Is Mike Tyson really going off? Is Stone Cold got, that, or is bollocks that big to be shoving around the baddest man on the planet? And like the way that they used him, like Tyson obviously was red hot at the time, like full of controversy. And yeah, just that culmination at the very end of that match. And it's like, genuinely did not see that turn coming.
Tyson was fantastic use of a celebrity, to be fair. I will give him that. It drew a lot of people in. I remember it at the time vividly. I remember a lot of people in school talking about it and coming up to me and asking questions about wrestling all of a sudden, which was mental. But yeah. But I mean, he could never remember Stone Cold's name properly. So he'd always call him Cold Stone.
Yeah.
It was some Cold Stone.
It's Stone Cold. But yeah, to be fair, yeah, he is. I mean, he joins DX, and then he turns on Shawn Michaels at Mania, doesn't he? And he punches Shawn Michaels out. To be fair, he is a really good. I didn't even think of Tyson. I don't know why I didn't think of Tyson.
I was thinking Tyson,
yeah,
because like he legitimized the fuck out of it, because it was fucking Mike Tyson. There was no one harder than him at the time, and he was a huge fan. I think I saw when Austin was on Hot Ones or something, he was talking about Tyson and how he had more knowledge about wrestling history than a lot of the guys in the locker room and shit. He was well into it.
Yeah, I've heard Mick Foley talking about that. Mick Foley was saying Tyson came up to him and was like, "I was George," and Mick was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he said Mike Tyson explained in his first couple of promos, he had this pet rat, Mick Foley, when he was Mankind, and it was called George, and Foley had totally forgotten about that, but Tyson knew all about it. He knew a lot about the WWF. He was a big fan of Vince's dad's stuff as well. It's big. I do actually remember why I didn't pick Tyson. I sort of set myself a little challenge of not picking a boxer, because there's a lot of boxers been used in wrestling. I don't want to talk too much about boxing in case anyone's picked another one or anything like that. But I stayed away from picking a boxer or anything really for mine. But I suppose I have picked one for my first one. My first one's going to be my second one is going to be that one. But so yeah, my first one's going to be Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman joined the NWO in 1997 at the height of his fame. He was playing with Michael Jordan on the Chicago Bulls, winning championships. It's a personal one for me because it drew me back into WCW, because I still am a big basketball fan, and Dennis Rodman to me was what drew me into basketball, because he looked like a punk rocker. He had pink hair and green hair, and he was playing all these, playing basketball and whatnot, winning stuff. But
I think when in that respect, he was kind of like the Tyson of basketball.
A little bit
fucking mental, shagging Madonna.
Exactly. Turning up to his own book launch in a wedding dress on a Harley Davidson, smoking a cigar.
Hangs out with King John and loves him.
Well, yeah, now he's gone a little bit mental.
Don't forget he was on Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah,
He was.
he's also
He was
he
also on
was.
Celebrity Deathmatch, the video game from PS2, which counts.
But in 1994, he was one of the best things in the world to me. So when he joined the NWO in '97, I totally started trying to watch WCW every week as much as I could. And it was, it drew me into. So he did exactly what he was supposed to do on the tin. And he actually wrestled more than one match for WCW. He had a couple. And he drew people in. He got names, he got media involved and whatnot and stuff like that. So I think, like Tyson, Dennis Rodman did a lot for putting eyes on the sport of professional wrestling.
So Rodman's kind of like is what was I trying to say? Like he made good with what he had, because I'm pretty sure all he did in all his matches was like clotheslines, maybe a crossbody and a leg drop. Like he Hogan the fuck out of it. But I think
Fair.
he was. But then again, he was a big tall bastard, and
Exactly.
was also could jump around like a dickhead. So there's that.
Yeah, like the first thing he does is in WCW, he comes into the ring with Hogan. They call out Luger and the Giant. Giant Big Show picks him up, and that's the first sort of thing. He's got him up like a choke slam sort of thing, and someone comes from behind with the belt and whacks the Giant, and he's out with it. But he's dropping elbows on the Giant, and he's spray painting NWO on the back of Luger and stuff like that. It's full on going for it, and I think at the time a lot of people's eyes were on him in the media anyway because of Carmen Electra, Madonna, changing his hairstyle every 5 minutes, playing with the guy who starred in Space Jam.
His biggest claim to fame.
Exactly. Michael Jordan's biggest claim to fame, surely.
I think both of them, like Tyson and Rodman, you can kind of draw parallels because it was that perfect storm at the time for both companies. Definitely. It was like Hogan's like, I've got this really cool mate who's a bit fucking mental. He's like a worldwide star.
Yeah.
And Vince was like just chucking money at Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Get
rid of Bret Hart so we can throw money at Mike Tyson.
At the time that Rodman came into WCW, though, weren't they still ahead of WWF in the ratings?
Yes, and that sort of pushed him even further a little bit more. Obviously, I think he was only around for a little bit, and then he went away and sort of played basketball again. But there was times where he got in the media because instead of going to basketball training, he was turning up on Monday Nitro, and so he went above and beyond. I think, definitely. Simon, have you got a pick? Have you got one?
For a good one.
Yeah, for a good use.
Right. Well, the first one I thought of, right, and I think it's two celebrities combined,
right?
But I've gone for the Insane Clown Posse. And the thing is, I know that folks listening to this might be like, they're some of the worst. But you go back and watch some of the matches that they were having in WCW. Like there's a really good one between it's ICP versus Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman, and like they're holding their own shit. I mean, like it's mostly Shaggy. Shaggy 2 Dope is like actually doing moves. There's a bit where he's got fucking Billy Kidman in he's holding him up for like a jackhammer, and like literally holding him up for like a good few minutes. So I'm like, you don't. That's respectable shit. I mean, Violent J basically just belly flopped people, and kind of walked around and was just a big chungus. But the combination, and at that point they weren't so much a meme, and they were over as fuck.
Yeah,
they started off in the Fed in WWF doing the music for
the oddities.
Yeah, with
the human oddities.
Yeah, maybe Cartman Doll. They'd come out and they did that for free. Like they did those performances for free under the agreement that WWF would show ICP like commercials during the break.
Yeah.
They never fucking showed the commercials, so they said fuck you, and they went over to WCW, hung out with Raven and Vampiro.
Yeah.
Did that thing and actually put on some good matches and shit. And then started their own federation, which is still going today. Like
Exactly.
the ICW.
Yeah.
Is it ICW like Juggalo
Juggalo
Championship Wrestling,
Championship.
JCW? Yeah.
Yeah.
And and if you listen, there's a couple of like long form shoot interviews of them on YouTube, and like they fucking know the business. They know that shit. They were privy to a lot of stuff. They're like respected by the guys in the locker room, even though they're not respected by those in the crowd. I think
Yeah.
they're legit. That's my I hold my hands up.
Hey, well done on that, mate. That is fantastic. When you put it out like that, yes, you're 100% right. They're
Yeah.
and who was it? Colt Cabana on his podcast, The Art of Wrestling, talked a lot about at one point working for them and what it was like and what he thought was going to happen when he got there and how, like, I think what is their big festival called?
Gathering of the Juggalos.
That's it. Yeah, Gathering of the Juggalos. They put on a big event with the wrestling there as well, and Colt Cabana was working it, and he said it was fantastic. It was so much fun. And something I've never watched, to be fair. But
before they were even famous, before they were even ICP, they had their own backyard wrestling thing. Where they just had like 4 posts in the fucking in the garden and some
couple
tarps,
of
and they would have like hardcore matches. Yeah. Like they they were fucking into it, and you listen. Even there's loads of clips of like Flair, fucking Hammer Valentine talking about how much they respect ICP as as workers and shit. It's like crazy. Like
they don't know how magnets work.
They don't know how magnets work, but
well, they're fantastic.
They know how to
wrestlers.
sell a fucking good bump.
I tell you what, yeah, they could do a vertical suplex. They just don't know how magnets work.
Honestly, listeners, go on YouTube, type in ICP versus Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio on Nitro. It is a like
hella good match.
They're working harder than a lot of people on the roster were at that time. Fucking legends on the roster, like doing better shit. So definitely. Check it out.
Did they ever do ECW? Were they in ECW?
Yeah, they worked at ECW. They worked in fucking TNA. They've done ROH. Yeah. They've I think if they went on AEW and fucking New Japan, they'd done all the majors. I think they probably would.
Yeah, it's like they're up there with like Lance Storm and Chris Jericho as like the only people who've done like all 4 major American promotions apart from AEW.
Honestly, in fucking WCW, they were working matches with Guerrero and Benoit and people that are like they wouldn't work with them if they weren't fucking good.
Exactly. Yeah. No, you're right. That's fantastic, mate. Well done on that one. Definitely.
That's my pick.
Have you got another one now? Have you got another good one?
I'm gonna go to the bad ones.
All right. Okay.
So I figured Donald Trump and Snooki were like too obvious, too easy to
Yeah.
So I've gone for.
I forgot about Trump.
I've gone for a dark chapter in WCW's history.
All right, okay.
The night when RoboCop came to town.
Oh.
And scared the shit out of the 4 fucking horsemen. And it wasn't even Peter Weller in the suit.
No, it wasn't. And parts of the suit fell apart on the exit out as RoboCop's walking away. WCW were actually told when RoboCop arrived, because RoboCop was going to be one of my choices for the worst as well. But right, so WCW, when RoboCop arrives, WCW are told, right, you can't do anything physical. Well, you're at a wrestling event and we've promoted RoboCop and Sting. What are we going to do? So he can't do anything physical and he can't move too much. Right, okay. So they film it a little bit backstage. Gordon Soley, who apparently is one of the... I've not heard too much Gordon Soley, so I can't really say if he is or not. But Gordon Soley is viewed as one of the best professional wrestling commentators of all time. Gordon Soley tries to interview RoboCop, but RoboCop just storms past Gordon Soley. And he got to get to the ring. And he comes out to the ring, and Sting's locked in a cage by... not the best 4 horseman group of all time, Sid Vicious I think is the fourth Four Horsemen in that one instead of Tully, maybe at that point, I think. Yeah, because Ole's there. Ole Anderson running away from RoboCop. What a sight that is.
That stains your reputation forever, doesn't it? It's like, I'm a big hard bastard. You ran away from RoboCop, man.
To be fair, RoboCop did shoot a guy's dick off.
That's true. That's very, very true.
Yeah. And starred in one of my favorite films of all time, RoboCop 3. So I love RoboCop 3. He's got robot samurais in it, in everything. And RoboCop has a jetpack. I don't understand why people slag that film off. It's so brilliant. Yeah.
Well, I think that was, if not the beginning of the end, then it was like slap bang in the middle of the end.
I just like it because his entrance is so fucking slow. Like he's just like, you know, he's doing like the robot version of Vince McMahon's walk right down the runway, but at like a fucking snail's pace, rips the door off the cage, and it's just like it's RoboCop. He's coming down. Here he comes. RoboCop is here. Here he
is.
Kids.
RoboCop.
It's Robo. We're gonna get him out for the kids.
That's Robo. Short for Robot Cop.
It's Robert Cop.
It's Robert Copperfield.
Like, I mean, if you look at WCW, they had some weird ideas at times. Like Oz.
Oh, man.
Speaking of Kevin Nash earlier, Oz. The Turner Company had got the rights to the film The Wizard of Oz. So how should we promote this? I know, the wrestling. This is the best place to promote this fact. Let's make a wrestler based on The Wizard of Oz. What are you smoking around there at WCW? Especially at that time. But yeah. Was it 91 or 90? It's Capital Punishment or Capital.
I think
Capital Combat.
Yeah,
Capital Combat, and I think it's 91 in it. Yeah, but yeah, good choice, mate.
It was like they had the Kiss Demon, and fucking Goldust is a fucking nonce. Pedophile Goldust and the Kiss Demon.
7 is the pedophile Goldust. That was dropped instantly the minute Dustin Rhodes hit the ring, really, really. But yeah, I think that was like a work shoot. That was a Vince Russo swerve, if ever I've seen one. But the pedophile video was creepy as fuck with the horse as well. Oh, what's going on there?
Could you imagine Russo pitching that to fucking Dustin? Like, look here, bro. You're gonna be looking at kids through the window, bro. It's gonna be you gotta understand, it's gonna be spooky, bro.
You don't understand, bro. I woke up in a cold sweat last night thinking about this, bro. A horse is gonna come to the window, bro. Its eyes are gonna glow red, and then you're gonna be at the window, and a kid is gonna stare at you. And his eyes are gonna glow blue, bro. It's gonna blow everybody's mind.
Listen here, bro. You're gonna float down to the ring, bro. You're gonna float like a spooky
Let me
ghost.
tell you, bro. Floating to the ring as a bald white man is gonna be fantastic, bro.
Listen, bro. Floating is 10 times spookier than walking, bro.
Oh man, could you just be? I'd love to be in the room when Vince Russo pitched ideas to Vince McMahon. That Vince just went, no, we're not doing that. That's
not happening. That's not happening.
That's not happening, pal.
No,
WrestleMania, it's such good shit.
Where's my steak wrap?
God damn it, no. But yeah. My seeing as you picked RoboCop for your worst choice, I'm gonna go with my second worst choice, and I've sort of cheated here a little bit, and I need to bring up the list of this. But I'm going with every guest celebrity host of Raw in the mid 2000s.
That's like 50 celebs.
I know, but they were all terrible. I mean, the one that was good was Bob Barker. The rest were terrible. You had like NASCAR drivers who you don't know, people who were celebrity hosts for shows in America that you didn't care about. And then when it came to England, we had Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne. We got Ricky Hatton and David Hasselhoff.
Didn't we have Wayne Rooney, or was he just a guest?
No, Wayne Rooney was just in the crowd. One episode of Raw, and Wade Barrett. He slapped Wade Barrett after Wade Barrett sort of cut a promo.
That was it, yeah.
The ring. And one of the weakest looking slaps in the world, by the way. Just like pop, pop. There we go. Of that. But yeah, I'm going with the guest celebrity hosts. All of them were terrible. Reverend Al Sharpton was
He's the worst one. He is the worst one.
He was awful.
Was he as bad as Jeremy Piven and Ken Jeong?
See, I give Jeremy Piven was only bad because he said Summerfest instead of SummerSlam.
Yeah.
If it had said SummerSlam, you'd have never remembered that he was a guest host. Really, that'd be it. But he messed up one word, and we all laugh and joke at him now. We say
you fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. You fucked up. You fucked up. So yeah, I'm going with that. Grumpy Cat.
Yeah.
Grumpy Cat was the guest host.
What's this cat I'm seeing everywhere, pal? Does it talk?
Listen. Vince never said that. Somebody came up to Vince and said, Vince, there's a cat on the internet that's really popular, and if we make it guest host next week, that'll probably draw in some ratings. A cat? God damn it. Is it a puppet? No, it's a real life cat, Vince. It's a real life cat. Oh, God damn it. I don't. Whatever.
Does he cough up hairballs? He's gonna puke.
What is
Oh my God.
Yeah, but Grumpy Cat was a guest host, general manager on, like, what the fuck are we doing here? What?
It was a bleak time.
That fucking laptop.
Well, that's for another time and another day. That Raw anonymous general manager. That was a different thing. That one, it ended up being fucking Hornswoggle, but just like I dread watching Raw around that time because you think, right, who the fuck is this person that I just don't know that I've got to put up with for 2 hours now while interjected in between the stuff that I want to watch.
It would have been it would have been like the best celebrity host if you could have brought one in.
Oh, around that time. Oh,
yeah,
that's a good question.
Who could have saved it?
Who could have saved it? Because they did use like old wrestlers, and some of them were quite good. But if we're talking like a celebrity, you want to bring in a celebrity. So let's talk English celebrities, yeah? Because obviously we're over here.
Amy Holmes.
in his shit leather jacket.
Yeah,
David.
Just like, wrestling is grand, it's good.
No, because there's a pay-per-view in England where he's in the crowd and he's in an oversized leather jacket.
That was Rebellion.
Was it? Yeah. Rebellion. Yeah, that's it. Fucking hell. And who's here tonight? The stars are all out here. Eamon Holmes. Noel Edmonds.
That's the one where fucking British Bulldog hits Stephanie McMahon with a bin.
Shit, it is, isn't it? Yeah, he launches the bin at her. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome tonight's guest host all the way from England. It's Les Dennis.
Oh, amazing.
Wow. Richard and Judy. Those two would have been able to do that. Fucking imagine them.
She's going to laugh out one of her fucking paps.
Yeah. Them two playing You Say We Play with the great Carly. That would have been a fantastic backstage segment. Come on.
Now, just to see Richard Madeley kind of just go, well, it's all fake, isn't it? You're not really hitting each other, and get like fucking tombstone through the ring.
Yeah, his neck comes out of his fucking arsehole.
Just for the sheer embarrassment, that would have been fun.
Oh.
That would have been definitely some
Could you imagine fucking like Keith Chegwin coming down and having a segment with like Benoit or something?
See, now, if for fantasy booking things, Keith Chegwin interviewing Chris Benoit and Roddy Piper interjects in between for a minute. That'd be fantastic television.
Oh my god!
Fucking hell. But
Yeah.
Roddy Piper, though, but in his half blackface thing.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah. It's that wouldn't go well at all. Did you have a bad one, Si?
Yeah, well, it's a thing like seeing as in you were talking about Wayne Rooney doing a really weak slam, and I was thinking this is kind of it's not really a celebrity, well, it's a celebrity moment that happens, and it's very brief. But picture this, right? It's The Rock and Chris Jericho are having a match in Honolulu. It's the first time that WWEF has been down in Hawaii, and it's a big homecoming show for The Rock.
Yeah.
And who's front row of the match? But it's fucking Bruce Willis, the biggest Hollywood movie star at the time. Old Brucey, he's there.
Yeah.
The Rock is Mr. Diehard, Mr. Look who's talking. So he's in the front. He's watching it with his kids. The Rock's getting some heat on old Y2J. Puts him in a full Nelson, has his arms back so that Willis can fucking give him an absolute chin shredder.
Yeah.
Throw a potato. What does he do? Headbutts him in the chest. Bruce Willis is given opportunity, a free shot to punch Jericho right in his fucking puss, and he headbutts him in the chest.
This is the guy who crawled through Nakatomi Plaza on Christmas Eve with his feet cut to shit.
Yeah. Headbutts Chris Jericho. That's probably why Jericho's chest is all fucked up these days. That's probably why it's all separated, because of fucking Bruce Willis's red hot bonds slapping him right in his fucking tits. And then Jericho has got to sell this fucking terrible headbutt into his chest, and he's just there like, oh my chest, like it was the weakest, most pussy shot ever. You've got one of Hollywood's biggest stars. What a missed opportunity. You could have had Willis jump the barrier, fucking,
in the ring at least. Yeah,
yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Give him a clothesline, him and The Rock standing tall. But no, he headbutts him right in the fucking chest. What a shitter.
Shit. To be fair, I'm going to throw in honorable mention here to Arnold Schwarzenegger, who also throws one of the weakest work punches I've ever seen in my entire life against Triple H on SmackDown. That is an awful punch. But yeah, fucking Bruce Willis headbutting Chris Jericho in the chest.
what was going through his fucking head? What was going through his head? Like, he's watched a match of two sweaty, meaty bastards hitting each other, punching each other. Like, he literally, like, Jericho's got his chin out. He's like ready to take a potato, because he knows that Willis doesn't know how to work it, so he's gonna shoot it. And then what makes him think, what I'll do? You know what's really tough? I'll headbutt him in the chest. it pisses me off, that the missed opportunity, and
definitely they should have thought of a better ending. Oh, well, I mean, that sounds like Willis has gone into business for himself there, to be honest, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Willis breaking the streak.
Yeah, I don't like the way this ends, brother. It doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, that's my choice. It's a really obscure one. I don't even know if it was televised. Well, it had to be, because there's footage of it, but it's just some raw. But yeah, Bruce Willis headbutts Jericho. I thought it was wank. That's my choice.
That's brilliant. Mate, that's fantastic, don't we? Fantastic. Have you got another good one or bad one now?
This is 50-50, but this was like literally the first one I thought of when you announced the subject for this one. Lawrence Taylor.
Oof. Is this a good or a bad? Are you all like going 50-50 with this? Right. I am totally on the bad side with this. I at the time didn't like Lawrence Taylor because I didn't know who he was and I didn't understand the hype about him because what's he WrestleMania 11? So that's what 94,
Yeah,
95, yeah, something like that.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, this is like the dredges of WWE at this time. This is
And
like
this was, don't forget, this was the main event of WrestleMania.
yeah, him versus Bam Bam Bigelow
Yeah,
with
I think,
Mongo ringside.
yeah. It's like this was the first time, more or less, that a celebrity had like got in amongst them. Like WrestleMania 1, look, here's all the celebrities. You know, we're gonna have a little bit of a piss about with Mr. T and what have you. But this is the first time for me, I think, in a WrestleMania that a celebrity went and he did really well in that match.
Oh yeah, no. To be fair to him, he did. He did a really. The match itself is quite good.
But at the same time, I feel like it killed Bam Bam's star.
Definitely,
Bam Bam
definitely,
was one frightening motherfucker at the time. And it's like,
100%.
well, this guy's getting beat by someone who doesn't wrestle.
No, yeah, and it's all right for Bam Bam to get beat at the King of the Ring by Bret Hart, but for him to get beat by Lawrence Taylor in the main event of WrestleMania, that doesn't really mean anything. Like, who is this guy? Is he going to stick around after this? No, he's not. He's an American football player. All right, okay, well, like at the time, I just didn't care about him. And yeah, looking back, it is a good match, but still, I don't think it was one of the better uses of a celebrity. To be fair,
Yeah,
but
it absolutely shouldn't have been the main event. I know that there was like
no,
loads and loads of hype about it. Lawrence Taylor was pretty much like a football god at that time.
yeah,
But
like it is a bad year. 95, 95. Um,
Wasn't everyone just injured?
everyone's injured or they just left or just not about, because it's like steroid time. Vince in a neck brace,
showing
going
up
up,
in Georgia, like on the same night that Raw's going out, Nitro's going live.
showing up in Georgia.
Yeah, WCW.
All right, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Lex Luger, yeah,
Lex Luger, Rick Rude.
yeah.
Like, oh, how can they be on different channels at the same time?
Well, that was Rick Rude was on Raw and Nitro, yeah. But Lex Luger was on the first ever Nitro, wasn't he?
Yeah,
So
from the
yeah,
Ball.
but yeah. Yeah. At the time, I don't think Lawrence Taylor was a good one.
I just think like WrestleMania is just like international event,
Yeah,
and they're picking like an athlete that's very American. Like no one in like fucking UK or Australia or Japan or anyone's gonna know who the fuck Lawrence Taylor is. And
exactly.
they Bam carried that match as best he could, but he was blown up like after like 5 minutes, or less than after like 2 minutes, he was blown out and he was gassed, and he
Yeah,
just had to just drag it through.
yeah. But I mean, I will say this: the one good thing we got out of that was Mongo. Mongo became
Yeah.
a wrestler, became a part of the Four Horsemen. Was in WCW. I used to fucking love Mongo. For some reason, I don't know why, but I used to really like Mongo. Um, he is one of my boys, definitely for sure.
But yeah, I think the reason why I picked it as a good one is like it got eyes on WrestleMania in a really, really bad year for
Yeah,
WWF.
yeah.
And the big hype around it. I don't know what the equivalent would be nowadays, like in terms of sports stars. But
I'd say probably a LeBron James. If they could get, LeBron, maybe that would, but again, that would be a bit too American, maybe. I don't really know too many American football players now. It is
Tom
11.
Brady's the big one, right? But
Tom Brady, yeah. Would he wrestle?
he wouldn't wrestle. Or
No.
Gronk. Gronk's a football player, and he was
Yeah.
wrestling, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Fair play. One of my second pick for a good use was going to be Mr. T. Because I think, if you go back and watch all the promos T's doing with Hogan are all fantastic, and he's week in, week out, he's getting into the ring and he's actually wrestling. He does a bit in that first Mania. He doesn't just sit there and do nothing. And
he was great, like on the mic as well. He was an absolute natural.
He knew what he was doing, and there's a couple of there's a YouTube playlist that has sort of like all the clips from Superstars and Wrestling Challenge and stuff like that tell the stories that were going on around that time. I think it's called something like Wrestling with Paul or Wrestling with Sam. But there's an episode, or there's a couple of episodes of Wrestling Superstars where T just comes out to the ring and shakes the wrestler who's wrestling's hand, basically. So he comes out and does it with Honky Tonk Man, Tito Santana, and then Macho Man Randy Savage. And Macho Man refuses to shake his hand, and T just sort of has to turn around and go back up to the top. But every time he does it, he gets this giant pop from the crowd. And I mean, the boxing match against Roddy Piper isn't the best. And then when he goes to WCW in the late 90s or mid 90s, sorry, that's not the best. Diminishing returns, but his Hall of Fame speech was fun as well. His dad.
Like a promo battle between Mr. T and Randy Savage would be the most strained, fucking throated promo battle of all time.
And now brought to you by Strepsils.
Yeah, and he's just like, come on, like it's just gonna be all pressure and throat.
I've just grabbed the DVD box for WrestleMania 11 as we're talking about it, right? And I'm looking at this now.
What was the whole card for that?
No, I'm going to read it out, right? So we start off with Jacob and Eli Blue versus Lex Luger and the British Bulldog.
Is that the opener?
That's the opener, right?
Oh, man.
Then we've got, for the Intercontinental title, Razor Ramon versus the guy I hate the most in professional wrestling, Jeff Jarrett. Especially around this time. I fucking hate Memphis Double J Jeff Jarrett. Wow. That music lives in my own personal hell. That's the music that's playing constantly in my own personal hell. The next one, a fantastic one for the streak, Undertaker versus King Kong Bundy. Tag team titles is Smoking Guns versus Owen Hart and Yokozuna. Owen Hart and Yokozuna, totally underrated, top tier tag team. Fucking brilliant stuff, though.
Agreed.
But they could have main evented in a singles match, to be fair.
Exactly. Totally. But one of the best tag teams ever. Right. So I Quit match is Bret Hart versus Bob Backlund.
Fucking hell.
Then we've got WWE Championship match, Shawn Michaels versus Diesel. And then it's Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow. So, should Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam have gone over Shawn Michaels versus Diesel? Is my question on that one.
Absolutely not.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it should have gone over fucking Smoking Guns versus Owen and Yokozuna either, to be fair.
To me, that screams second match on the bill.
Oh, yeah. Against the rest of that card, definitely.
Yeah.
But there we go. Anyway, I'm glad we solved that problem, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I think for my second good one, I've gone musical again.
All right, okay.
My two good ones are musical. So I got ICP, and then I've got I'm gonna have Lemmy.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Well, no.
Right.
Yeah.
He did. Motorhead played Triple H out, X7 and 21.
Yeah.
I remember watching. I watched X7 live on Sky Box Office with my dad.
Yeah.
One of one of the defining memories of my childhood. And I remember, Triple H comes out, and then Lemmy comes out with no beard, and he goes, "We are Motorhead. We're gonna kick your ass." And then they start playing. He forgets all the words, but it's class. He's going, "Oh, I'm on the game.
He
And he's
does forget
playing.
the
I
words.
don't say people can get it. I'm the game, and I'm just gonna play it." And he's just like mumbling through. And eventually just starts going, "Tell me to play the game," over and over and over again.
I'd rather listen to Lemmy stumble through a Motorhead song than any Creed song.
Oh,
So-
mate, honestly. So yeah, plays him down twice, gets his fucking ass handed to him in both those matches. Also, like, does that theme, and does Line in the Sand, the Evolution theme, which is one of the best fucking wrestling themes ever.
In fact, I was going to say he did two really good themes, but he's actually done three. You're right, Evolution's theme, which is fantastic, and it's that start of that song is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, the evolution is a mystery. Oh, dude, it's like three chords, but it's so fucking powerful with that feedback and down. But I'm not so big on the King of Kings theme that came later, but
No.
the game and evolution, great ones. King of Kings is still good, but it's not Triple H's theme, and you can't convince me that it is. But just that memory that I've got, like, we are Motorhead, we're gonna kick your ass. He's got no fucking beard. He's playing him down. It's fucking brilliant. I loved it.
Fantastic, mate. Hell yeah, definitely. And one of the better musical performances within professional wrestling, because Kiss played on Nitro, and that was one of the worst rated segments of WCW Nitro's history. And out of that came the demon Kiss monster, Del Torborg, which lasted a whole heap of time. Do you know about the contract in that Kiss demanded that if they were going to do a Kiss character, Kiss demanded that he be in a main event. So they wrote, "Okay, yeah, no problem, we'll put you in the main event." And then on a Nitro, in the middle of Nitro, they said a special main event coming up next. It's the Kiss Demon versus, like, I can't remember who he fights, but I want to say Vincent from the NWO. It's someone from the NWO B team, I'm sure it is. But it's a special main event, and that's the way they got around that shit.
You sure it's not someone from the BWO?
No, that was ECW, wasn't it? The BWO.
Blue Meanie versus the Kiss Demon. That's a fight.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that would be a fight. Yeah. Blue Dust.
Yeah.
Blue Dust.
I can't believe that Lemmy and Motorhead in general aren't in the Hall of Fame yet. Like, we got Jerry Springer and William Shatner in the Hall of Fame, but we don't have Lemmy and Motorhead. Why is Shatner? Why is he in there?
Shatner was one of the guest hosts of Raw, and one of the better ones. And he was also he was on Raw a couple of times in the early 90s as well, because he had a show leading up that came after Raw that he used to promote called Tech War. Don't know what it was about, but in the 90s, I was forced to have to listen to that. And La Femme Nikita, ladies and gentlemen, after Raw, La Femme Nikita is going to be debuting tonight on USA Network. I hear that every Friday night. And
is that your Jim Ross?
That was our Jim Ross, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Femme Nikita is going to be on here later on.
I just want to remind you all folks that La Femme Nikita debuts tonight after Raw on the USA Network. Skittles! What was it?
Snickers Cruncher!
Juicy, delicious, juicy, tasty. Skittles.
King, I tell you, I love me some Skittles.
Wash me down with a chug of Mountain Dew. That's why I have diabetes.
Now we've all turned into Ed Ferrara in WCW doing horrible impressions of Jim Ross. I think this is a good time to call an end to this podcast, ladies and gentlemen, before Jim Ross hears this and sues us. Simon, thank you very much for joining us on Half the Brain this evening.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Where can the people find you?
Right, well, almost every Tuesday. Used to be every Tuesday, but life's a bit shit. You can find me on Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Every Tuesday, Seabin Podcast. I recommend going and listen to the ones I've got here with Danny himself. They're some of the best ones. And yeah, you can also listen to Rash Decision. Find us anywhere. Also, I'm doing Seabin at MPF with old. I'm around. Yeah, listen to Seabin, listen to my bands, and I'm just find me in the street. Just give me a diamond cutter in the street when I'm not expecting it. You know what I mean? Just fuck me up.
If you're at MPF, cut a promo on him. Live.
If you're at MPF, cut a promo with me. It'd be fun.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, mate. Niall, as always, it's been a pleasure, sir.
Absolutely.
What are we doing next month, mate? What do you want to do?
Let's do the 90s.
Okay. What music?
Music, promos.
Yeah, right. Okay. 1990 to 1995. We'll do.
Ooh, the 90s part one.
Yeah. Best music of the early 90s and best promos. Best and worst. Worst music as well. So we've got Mike from the Crapsons, I think, joining us next month.
Nice.
So that should be fun. Also, to end, we're going to have because we lost him in February. We have a special poem to Lanny Paffo. So listen out for that now. But again, thank you all for joining us. Take it easy, everybody, and we'll see you next month. See you later, everybody. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Greetings, Half the Brainers. Filthy Rich here. I had the idea to recite the poems and prose of Lanny Poffo just a few days before he passed away, sadly. So this is my little tribute to him. Behold the world's smartest man, so masculine and proud, the epitome of genius, amazingly endowed. A one-man wrestling renaissance, just let your heart rejoice and bathe in all the luxury of my poetic voice. The best of my competitors are so inferior. I far outthink their greatest thoughts with my posterior. And when the bell has sounded on my stunning victory, I'll view that messy spot where my opponent used to be. The aristocratic pleasure of inflicting so much pain gives rise to so much passion, it is borderline insane. Although my verse may seem perverse to every foe and fan, I'm still the genius Lanny Poffo, the world's smartest man. Rest in peace, Lanny.